All right, howdy everyone. That's right, two Apollo live streams in 2 days, as Gilmore says in chat. We're just kicking this off. We have some creators joining in. Omar is here. Let's pull him in. Hey, Omar.
Hey, how are you? How's everyone?
So we are live now,
I posted
and
it on my
we're
Instagram. Yeah.
excellent. We're
Mm.
also expecting Lana Johnson to join soon and Elizabeth Grace. So they
Great.
will be here probably within 10 minutes or so. I
Yeah, sure.
know midday is always a little tricky for some people, and just like night times are tricky for other people. And then we're here. It's midday for me right now, and it's
Yeah,
9:30 p.m. for Omar. So
exactly.
it's hard to make it work for everyone.
Different parts of the
Um,
world. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, but that's also awesome. I love it,
Yeah, I agree.
and that
Mm.
you know the internet and crypto both make that possible. So
Exactly.
Omar, let's go ahead and since you're here, you get the entire floor to yourself. Uh, we have a few people that have joined us already,
Mm.
and you have some fans in the chat already. Um,
Ah, great.
tell us
I
where
cannot see the
where you can't
comments.
see the chat
Mm.
probably. Let's
I
see.
can? Okay, I'm not sure.
I don't know if you
Mm.
can. You'd have to
Okay.
open up
I mean, hi
YouTube
to
possibly.
everyone. Love
Yeah.
to all. Yeah. Mm.
Tell us who you are and where you're from. Where do you live? Where it's
Yeah,
9:30 p.m.
yeah, exactly. So I come from Lebanon, okay, Middle East, if you know it. I'm Omar Nasr,
Hmm.
so this is who I am. I'm a singer. I used to be a mathematician, meaning I studied a master's in pure mathematics. Hi, Kyle. I can see one comment. And then I mean, it was like my childhood dream to become a singer, and then I shifted my career.
Cool. When
Mm.
did you make that move?
When did I did it 2 years ago, actually.
Okay.
I was teaching in UAE, in a university. I have many of my students following me. And then I just gathered my salary, and I did my first song. And honestly, I didn't expect like this the hype that it got. And I was
Hmm.
lucky enough. And then I signed with the production company. So this is what happened exactly 2 years ago.
Gotcha. Very
Mm.
cool. I'm pulling in Elizabeth. She's joining us
Oh,
here.
great.
Hey,
Maybe
Hey,
I should have
Elizabeth.
gotten in. I should have sat in my car too, I guess.
well, I'm on my lunch break, so
Oh,
it
okay.
works out.
Well, great. Elizabeth, we were just talking with Omar is getting started. He was introducing who he is, what he does, and where he lives. Tell us about you. Where do you live? What do you do as a daily profession? And then
Yeah,
about your art too.
awesome. Okay, yeah, so I live in Louisiana. I have a cosmetology license, so right now I work in the beauty industry, and it does not pay the bills. So on the side, I do art. I do abstract art. I've been doing abstract art since I was about 14. And sometimes I'll like just sell my paintings on the side, and sometimes I'll just give them away to just make more space for more paintings. But with the funds from the contest, I would be able to open a gallery, like a little loft space downtown, so I could host all my paintings and sell them, and have somewhere for them to be, and to also like have somewhere to paint that would
Yeah.
inspire me to paint.
And where in Louisiana are you?
North Louisiana.
I'm from Louisiana.
Oh, okay, cool.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm from South Louisiana, and my wife
Oh,
is from
okay.
Shreveport.
Yeah, so I went to cosmetology school at the Aveda Institute. So
Okay,
down there. Yeah.
cool,
But
very
yeah, I'm
cool.
from North Louisiana. We're on Monroe.
Okay, gotcha.
Mhm.
Very cool. So thank you both for joining. I know this was last minute for y'all, for me, and for people who are joining and watching, but I wanted to try to get something going this week
Yeah,
where
sure.
Mm,
you could each speak out and share your passion if you want to.
right.
Looks like Lana's joining us now. Let's call her in. Hey, Lana.
Hi. Hi.
Hey,
Hey.
we were just touching base with each person, getting a short introduction. If you want to tell us who you are, where you live, and what you do.
I'm Lana Johnson. I am a visual artist. I live in Little Rock, Arkansas. We've lived here about 7 years. I'm originally from Louisiana. And I currently am a watercolor artist, though I used to do oil painting, and I collage a lot of different textures together in my paintings. I'm inspired by nature. I'm also a mother of 2 little girls. So that's who I am.
Very cool. Thank you. We get a lot of painters and musicians in the contest. That's pretty cool.
Yes, I use oil paints and then the epoxy pour arts, like the where you can pour resin and stuff, and it makes little like bubbles, and it's really neat. I also like to paint with acrylic paints, and I like to use mediums that make your paint thicker, so your paintings look more like 3D.
Gotcha. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I know one of the other contestants, Rob, who's big in the Apollo community. He's an epoxy flooring designer.
Oh,
I don't know if
cool.
you checked out his work, but
Yeah, I did.
it looks pretty cool. Like I didn't know much about the process previously,
Mhm.
but I saw like how he does like the flakes and the pours and stuff. Looks pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it's very
Yeah,
relaxing.
he does countertops too, right?
Yep. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah. It looked like some of them were countertops.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right. So we're in contest number 7 for Apollo. I know Elizabeth, you've been around for a few weeks. Omar, you've been around for a long time, but just entered for the first time this week. What have
Yeah,
you what have you been waiting for to finally enter?
I mean, actually, I didn't want. Okay, honestly, the main issue was, will I find enough fans to support me in crypto space? That was the question. Because
Hmm.
I mean, I know that very well that I have like. By the way, good luck to the ladies. I've checked their work. It's really awesome. Good luck, Elizabeth. Good luck, Lana. I really wish you
Thank
Thank
you.
luck.
you.
Even though we are contestants, but I really wish you. So basically I I mean, what was the question again? I forgot it. Ah,
What
why did I?
you
Yeah,
waited several
exactly.
weeks
So
before you decided
yeah,
to
yeah,
join.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I mean, I don't like to do like fast steps. So I was really like thinking, do I take this in my career or not? That was the first question. Will I find enough people to support me in the crypto space? That was the second question.
Right.
And like and how will I do the campaign? How will I really like encourage all my fans? How will I motivate them? All these questions. And then I was like, I wanted to know more about Apollo because again, I don't want to address a project which I don't feel comfortable with, or I do not,
Right.
let's say, trust the source. So I had to build all this journey and know the roadmap and utilities. And really, I met you guys, and it's really nice. Yeah, the team and Telegram is pretty amazing. The support is really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense because you you have a lot of followers on, was it, I think it's YouTube, or is it on
Yeah,
TikTok? You have like 300,000 or something. But
490. Yeah,
how many have that crossover with crypto where they're
yeah,
comfortable
exactly,
getting into crypto, owning crypto, and then being able to vote for you as well? That's
exactly.
definitely a challenge that we see for our creators, but also for us as running the contest. There's a lot of creators out there, but we have to find that intersection of creators and crypto, or they're comfortable with getting into crypto for the first time by joining
Yeah,
Apollo.
exactly.
Were you into
That's very true.
crypto before
Now
Apollo?
that's the thing. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's my fifth month in crypto. So the
Right.
other issue was, will I show like my fans that I am into crypto? Because also, I mean, I'd like them to just know Omar as a singer
Hmm.
or an actor on TikTok, and maybe not Omar the trader or Omar who holds
Yep.
tokens and all this stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I've been doing like, it's been a week, and I'm really doing some tutorials for all my fans. It's really, I mean, it's nice and a bit tiring, but it's a nice journey.
Yeah. Cool. Elizabeth,
Yeah.
what about you? Were you into crypto beforehand, or
Oh
how
yeah.
did you get into Apollo?
Well, my boyfriend got me into crypto, and so I have held like I have held Shiba Inu, I've held Volt Inu, of course Dogecoin, and
So
then
you're into the dog
Ethereum.
coins.
Yeah, but yeah, the biggest, I guess, challenge for me has been that I don't really have a like a social network presence because I just don't agree with the whole like social media thing. I think like damages like your brain in the long term, to be honest. So I don't really use any form of social media. So I've made my Instagram recently to promote my art and like so people can see my works. But yeah, I don't have very many followers because I've only had my Instagram account for a short period of time. So I
Gotcha.
feel like people who have more have a bigger following really have a better chance of
Maybe.
winning the money than I do.
Maybe. And that's one interesting aspect about this cross between you as an artist and being and voters that are in crypto is that
Mm-hmm.
it kind of levels the playing field a little bit because you're gonna it's probably easier for you to petition and share your work with people who already own Apollo in the Apollo
Mm-hmm.
community to
Right.
get them to vote for you. And then also maybe you bring in some fans or friends or family, whatever it is,
Right.
to
Yeah.
join the Apollo community as well as token holders. So very
Right.
cool. So so you've been in crypto a little bit through your
A couple years.
boyfriend. Oh, a couple
Yeah.
of years. Okay, so you're almost. I mean, you're basically a pro.
Well,
1 month. It's kind of like dog years, dog coins, dog years. You know, one
right.
year of crypto, normal year of crypto is like 7 years.
Yes,
So
for sure.
gotcha. Okay, Lana, what about you? Were you into crypto previously, or is this your first run into crypto?
Definitely my first run at crypto. Me and technology, like, we just don't get along very well. So it's like a whole new world to me. But I've had a few friends that entered the contest in previous weeks, and they've been trying to convince me. And so I finally talked to another friend who's kind of in the financial world, and I was like, I just need you to like put this in like fifth grade terms. What does this even mean? And so he was able to explain it to me in a way that I could grasp it, and that's what made me decide, like, okay, I mean, what is there to lose? So I know a few people that do things with crypto, but not very many. But the few people that do have other crypto, I have convinced to buy enough Apollo and just kind of get into it and see what it's about. And they think it's a really interesting concept that it's going to help support creative. So definitely all new to me, and I feel totally lost, but it's been fun to just learn the very basics of it and to see how much Apollo has gone up over the past week.
Yeah.
My husband has gotten really into it, and I'm like, okay, you gotta slow your roll a little bit. Don't get so excited. But he's like that. He gets really into things really quickly. So it's been fun.
Getting into crypto your first time, it's confusing and scary, and you're just like, what the heck is this? It's definitely gonna be a while before it really goes mainstream. At least when we're as far as like what we're doing here, you have to have what's called a DeFi wallet, you know, like a MetaMask or a Coinbase wallet or something like that, to be able to interact with DApps, you know, whatever that means. It's a lot harder than getting onto an exchange and just buying some Bitcoin or Ethereum or SHIB or something like that. But once you do it, you know, you play a little bit, be safe, be smart, start understanding some of the concepts, then, you know, it's just building up your knowledge over time. But that's really awesome that, you know, getting into it for the first time.
Yeah.
Of course, always, you know, always pushing Bitcoin and Ethereum and Apollo. So those are the three. That's all you need. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Apollo. If I can say that. Very cool. So, Omar, what are you doing right now? Like, what are you doing professionally for your music?
Well, I'm singing in several places, so I'm doing some gigs. I guess that's what they call them. So I'm performing in several pubs and clubs, and I'm preparing for my next album. It will be titled Omar's Originals, double O.
Okay.
And I've prepared one song. I still have 4 more to go, and I'm planning like the marketing campaign for them because it's been, I guess, 4 months I haven't released any song. So I guess it should be very soon. Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Have you considered looking into crypto, NFTs, and music?
Very nice question. Actually, I mean, in Lebanon, we're still like having a nice NFT community. Like they do some Twitter Spaces every Sunday, and I join them. I've even like invested in one of the Lebanese NFT projects. It's not music, and like I, I I mean, do NFTs that cannot sell. So the thing is, I mean, I read about it somehow. I even read about Spotify. They're like trying to do that, I guess.
Hmm.
But I guess it's a bit too early for me to do this like whole thing. Maybe someone by let's say the size of Snoop Dogg, he can start such a thing, maybe, and guarantee that he will like everyone will follow.
Yeah.
But maybe someone my size is a bit early to do that much of a step. I guess I'm not sure.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see how you may either have to be like at a Snoop Dogg level or at like a indie production level to
Yeah,
where you can get into the music NFT scene and make it work.
mhm,
Uh,
exactly.
could be something to look at. One thing that we're talking about NFTs in Apollo, and like what could that future look like? And I think one really cool thing that we could work towards is like how can we help our creators if they want to partner up with these other NFT platforms that are like specifically for music or specifically for photography or specifically for fine arts, and onboard our creators onto those partnered platforms. That could be a really cool way to take, one step beyond just being a contestant in the contest.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it would be really nice, I guess, on the long run, يعني. Having
Yeah.
my song as an NFT so that I guarantee that I get some royalties forever. I guess it might be nice.
There's a lot of things that you can do with it from,
Ah,
well, I won't get into all of that, but yeah, there's a lot that I see people starting to do now with music NFTs. If you want to check out like the music NFT guy, his name is Koopa Troopa on Twitter, and so
ah,
he's like the one to look at and follow if you want to check that out.
yeah, sure.
Elizabeth, tell us what you are doing right now with your art.
So right now, what I generally do is, well, I like to travel. I travel a lot, and so I go take pictures of like the Grand Canyon or like the painted lady houses in San Francisco. And like the beaches in California, and then I like to paint them, but I like to paint them very psychedelic, very colorful, and very like not like realistic. Like I mean, they have some realism to them, but like I don't use like blue for the water. I may use like green for the water and like blue for the sky, or like purple for the sky, to make them just like pop with like I never use like black or browns or dark colors in my paintings. Like I like to make
Gotcha.
them very bright, very vibrant. Yeah.
Very cool. Um, let's see. And you said you're a cosmetologist by day?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
what specifically in cosmetology? Is it hair,
Um,
nails?
hmm.
I'm
Just
not even the right person to ask that, honestly.
just all of it really. I
Okay.
have always been interested in like the beauty industry. I like to do makeup, hair. I don't like nails. Nails suck, but anything else, love it.
Cool. Very cool. All right. Lana, what are you doing with your art right now?
So really over the past year, I had my second daughter about 10 months ago, and this year my pockets of time have been a lot smaller. So I've taken this year to really focus more on the business side of my art career because you go to art school and you learn how to be an artist and how to paint and how to express yourself, and then you are set free in the world and you don't know how to sell anything. So I've really been trying to hone in on that in the small pockets of time that I have lately. But I, in the past few weeks, started working on a new collection where I've kind of gone back to my roots a little bit. I've always been very into textures and bringing in multiple different mediums into my artwork. And so I am trying to figure out with this new collection how to incorporate painting, drawing, and embroidery into the same surface. And I started painting them on AeroPress coffee filters. I don't know if y'all are familiar with AeroPress, but it's like a tiny little 1 or 2 cup serving, and so they're these cute little coffee filters that are like circles. I might have one right here, maybe not, but they're just these tiny little things. And I never drank coffee until I became a mom. I mean, I would drink it like for fun, you know, a latte here and there, but I wasn't a daily coffee drinker until I became a mom. And so I started saving these cute little coffee filters to one day made me paint on. And so I started working on those a few weeks ago. And then bringing back in, you can see behind me, this painting is, you can't tell, but it's a lot of fabric collaged together. And so I really love like textile textures. And so bringing in the embroidery into my paintings, because I don't know, if we think about embroidery, it's kind of like we think of our grandmas and it's like an old lady thing. But really what's cool about it is they used, generations past used to like wear clothes until they could not be worn anymore, and so they would mend them with all these embroidery techniques. And so I feel like what I'm working on is trying to create art that marries the hardships and changes and sacrifices of motherhood with being creative. And so it's like my addiction to coffee, bringing embroidery in to kind of like piece together these things that are broken. It's like, you know, I don't know if that makes sense at all, but that is what I'm currently working on, and I'm still working it out in my head of like how all these things can work together.
So you're saving used coffee filters.
Yes. So they
And how
have
does your
a little
husband
bit of
feel
like
about that?
He feels, I mean, he was, at first I was like, oh, don't throw that away. He's like, why? And I'm like, just trust me. Trust me. And
Okay.
he's an engineer, so he's totally opposite of me. And I'm like, they're just beautiful. They have this nice little patina to them. And so, yeah.
Okay, well, interesting.
So for my art, what I use to create different textures on my paintings is I like to like really stack the paint thick on the paint mixing applicator and like smear it onto the canvas to really create that 3D texture to where it really pops off the canvas. I have
Do you
I
use
did
like
like
those travel palette knife?
the
That's
palette
great.
knife. Exactly.
Palette
Yes, the
knife.
palette knife.
Okay.
I use that to create more texture and more 3D to my paintings because I don't really like 2D paintings. I feel like they're super like boring. So I like to really like just pile that paint on, like sometimes it's like this thick onto my canvases to really make them look 3D.
Okay, I want to do a quick shout out to our viewers. If you have any questions for any of the artists, please drop them in the comments, and also subscribe to Apollo. Hit the like button, ding the bell thingy. You know, that's what I always hear people say on their YouTube videos. So do that. This, you know, I scheduled this as a possible 1 hour, but I think we might be able to make it to 2 o'clock. So I want to get any questions that people have. People have some comments, mostly just saying like this is a really great week of creators. So congratulations. Let's see, Matt loves the time lapse watercolor, Lana.
Thank you.
You know, this is a call out to all of the Apollo community, the ones watching now, the ones who will watch this recording later. Go vote. I mean, what we're talking to right now are the top 3. We got Omar in the lead right now. He's running up in the high 40s, and then we got Lana and Elizabeth both running in the 20s. So it's time for everybody to get in there and vote. Let's see. Kale asked, do you plan to reapply if you don't win?
I plan to reapply as many times as it takes for me to win.
Okay. Lana, do you think you'll reapply?
I mean, potentially. I haven't really thought about it that much, but I guess there wouldn't be a reason not to, other than like, is there a cap on the amount of people that can apply each week?
Not yet.
Okay.
Eventually there may be like a cap around 8 to 10.
Yeah, because I was gonna say it seems like it's been hovering at 6, and so I didn't know if 6 was the amount, and so if that was the cap, then I would like want to give other people the opportunity to apply, and maybe I would apply again later. But
one thing I'll say on that,
should we reapply?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to apply every week. You could wait a few weeks or something like that. Um, but anyone can apply anytime, and even if we have 10 people already in the stack or 20 people, we have a queue set up. So if you apply and there's already 20 people, you might just be two contests away from
Okay.
being in it. Also, if you're watching this or if you have this question, it does not cost you anything to apply or vote, meaning that it doesn't cost Apollo tokens or cost Ethereum gas fees. If you own Apollo tokens in your wallet, you can vote or apply. You don't actually do any kind of payment transaction. Let's see. We got a couple more questions. Red Raider asked, Lana, what was your favorite place to visit in Paris? And you can't say the Eiffel Tower.
Eiffel Tower. Um, well, I've lived in Paris twice, once in 2018, and then we lived there for 2020 when COVID happened. So during 2020, we couldn't go out many places. But it was also really amazing to get to be in Paris without millions of tourists. So we could do things like go to the Eiffel Tower and literally be the only people having a picnic there. So that was pretty great. But I would say, gosh, my favorite place in Paris. I loved just going. We lived in the Marais, which is like the fourth and the third and the fourth arrondissement in Paris, and so we lived right by the water, the Seine River, and so we loved just going there with a bottle of wine, some cheese and crackers, and just sitting and playing cards and people watching, and
So French.
I mean, that's really amazing.
Very cool. All right, I'm going to follow up with each of you before we wrap up. Lana, where can people find you online, follow you, see what you're up to, or buy any of your artwork?
So I do sell art at stores kind of around the country, but the easiest way to buy my work would be my website, which is comealivestudio.com.
And that's linked
I'm
on your profile in the contest.
Yes. I'm also on Instagram at Come Alive Studio and Pinterest at Come Alive Studio.
All right, very cool. Elizabeth, what about you? Where can people find your work online, follow you, see what you're up to, and do you sell anything online?
You can find my art and look at it on my Instagram, which is posted on my profile. And then that's why I'm in this contest right now, is because I don't have anywhere to sell my art. So if I won the contest and had somewhere to sell my art, you could then buy my art, and then I would obviously leave a link in my Instagram bio for that.
We need to get you, looking at some of your work, we need to get you on a print on demand service, POD. And so you can take your artworks, fashion them to work on socks, t-shirts, hats, mugs, a ton of different types of products. People order it, it's printed one off and shipped directly to them.
Right.
You should look into that.
And what is that called again?
Print on demand.
Print on demand.
Look up, I'll send you some resources on it. Printful is probably a good option for you. Maybe.
Thank you.
Yeah. Omar, what about you? Where can people follow you, find your music, and buy your music?
Yeah, I mean, on all, like, buying is almost on every audio platform out there, like, Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, Anghami, okay, iTunes. So anything, like any account, just write Omar Nasr Music, which is OMARNASR Music, okay? And hopefully you'll find me everywhere except on Facebook, because I got hacked recently, so I don't have Facebook anymore. Yeah, but YouTube and the TikTok and Instagram are my field right now.
Okay, it looked like those are your primaries.
Yeah, exactly.
Very cool.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Is there anything that voters want to know about us? Then is there a way for people to ask questions somewhere and we can answer them other than this video?
Yeah, you can do that in the Telegram or the Discord. Those are probably the two best ways to connect with the community. Telegram, it's one big stream of everything. So good luck in there. Discord, it's a lot slower than our Telegram, so it might be easier. But I'll say that to anyone watching and to people who watch later. I know, let's see, Elizabeth, I think all three of you are in Telegram. And Lana, I think you're in Discord. So you could at least find them in all in Telegram if you want to ask a question. Yeah. And I'll add all those links that we just, for each creator into the show notes for YouTube. So that'll be available to anyone watching this. Any final thoughts or anything you want to throw out? Yeah, go.
I mean, I was thinking of something you just said, like, so I'm offering any voter, okay, the gas fees paid on Uniswap, because I guess there are gas fees out there. So I told them, like, forever they can DM me the transaction and I will fund them the gas. So that, as you said, it's a win-win situation for everyone. They buy the coin, they just buy the coin.
True. Yeah, so gas, if you go to Uniswap and you're buying Apollo tokens, you will pay an Ethereum gas fee doing so. So you already need to have Ethereum at that point. We also have tutorials and docs on how to get started or how to onboard to MetaMask for the first time. I put out a really long, boring video recently about setting up your first MetaMask ever, buying crypto, buying Ethereum, I think it was, with a debit card or credit card, and then swapping that Ethereum for Apollo and then voting. So it's everything you need to know. Not saying it's a great video production. That's not what I do, but I'll say it's informative.
Informative, exactly.
I agree, because that's how I did it, because I'm terrible with technology. So it was very informative.
You are way beyond the average person now. You're in Web3.
I don't know.
You don't even know what that means.
Nope.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. Thank you all so much for making time to meet today, last minute. I love meeting each of you. And good luck in the contest.
Thank you.
You know, if anyone has questions in the community, hit these guys up and gals. And thank y'all and take care.
Thank you so much.